Hello everybody, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 22. And I figured might as well, instead of telling you, because I said I was going to tell you how much straw was worth, let's just find out together. 65, yeah, that's what I figured. So it's less than hay. Remember we had 12 bales with 1,000 units more. So we had 12,000 units more than we usually have for hay. And hay was running somewhere around 9,500, 9,000, and we got 65. So it is less. I mean, but it's something, right? We're getting like 500 a bale compared to like 600 or 700 a bale, so not a big deal. We will continue doing it, but today, actually right about now, when we get back, we're going to take a look at bees. This thing just cruises right along. It's so nice. Until I get to the corners here and wipe out, and I don't really want to take out sunflowers. So the first animal we want to get into is bees, right? I'm curious how they all work. I'll give you a quick rundown of the different animals. Again, I think we talked about it in the past. I'm going to have more than one load here left for straw, so got 2 more trips to go here, basically. 1 full trip and 1 not full trip. Let's get back home here. So this ground looks basically like what it looks like when we dug it up with the subsoiler, I think. So the idea is probably just to no-till this in, or maybe you have to dig this in to get the fertilizer, although a no-till should do that. So we'll see, and I don't think we need to do anything to this because the stubble's already on the ground, but we'll find out. But I thought it might be kind of fun to put the bees over here, like in the trees, right? Like maybe, I don't know, right in here. So if we go into animals, so cows, this is what I was talking about here. So this is a base one. It's got water necessary or needed because it's a pasture. Whereas this, once you get to the barn, you don't need water because water is obviously something. I just noticed there's no straw requirement, is there? I didn't know that. Is that for all of them? Because obviously here, oh, oats and sorghum can be used in the horses. Pigs have lots of options, as they always do. And sheep, because this looks like grass and hay. Chickens, or maybe that's just feeding them. Because I feel like you're going to need to put... Oh, wow. So how big is this one? Oh, she big. Oh, and it's got the... Oh, can I not, I just want to tip you down and look. Yeah, it's got the little lily thing. Interesting. But yes, bees. So you got little guys. So this is little, what? This is 1 Langstroth hive. This is 4 of them. This is an elongated beehive, I guess. This has got 10 of them, and this has got 33. I thought it would be beneficial for us to just put in a big one, right? Ah, there we go. That's how you spin it. You just gotta right click and do that. So I was thinking of putting them like right in here. Might be kind of cool. So it says no pallet location, right? So here's the pallet location. And we're probably going to want to put that... Like, where could you put it? I guess we could put it like right next to it for now. So if we put it like right here. So we've got bees now. Coming in and out of the hives. And this is the location. It's cool that it keeps it grass. But that's where the hive, or the honey's gonna be. Range, 150, get honey at pallet location. So the range is 150 meters. So I guess we could have had, could have put it a little further away. But this way we'll probably put like another one back in here a little bit more, maybe cut down the trees, and we'll just put a bunch of beehives there, and we'll see how that works out. Look at the deer. I think we can be sneaky. There's a bunch of them. So only one ran off. Like crouching, like, oh, maybe we can sneak up on him. Try to see if they like get nervous. I think it's just a distance thing. Yeah. Once you get close enough, they just like, nope, we're gonna nope out of here. But they definitely like hanging out back here. Whee! And now they're gone. Alright, I am going to continue. Oh, there's one up there. Gotta get through doing this. Mulching here. We've got 2 more days to get all this stuff planted, because if we look here, I guess the important thing is to get the canola planted. I guess you can't really plant the wheat and barley yet, so canola we gotta get planted here. And then it looks like we've got until, I guess, September for those to get... No, that's planting. We've got to wait till October to harvest the rest of the stuff. So we've got some time on our hands. So we can definitely work on getting the animals figured out. And I want to test something too. And this guy's down on the other end. So I'll keep you with you. Because I want to see, do you have to mulch the oats field? Because you shouldn't have to, right? It was taken off clean. There shouldn't be anything to mulch. All of your material that you would normally mulch, like this, came out the back of the combine in a row, and then you baled it up. So there shouldn't be anything to mulch. And I don't think in here there's... So there is the mulched category, but I don't know if there's a designation for it. So let me see something here. So if I go into here... Oh, there is. So you do have to come back through and mulch that. That's odd. So in my mind, you shouldn't have to do that. So from my standpoint, like from my gameplay standpoint, if we have cereal crops like that and it's knocked down that far, we're not going to come through and mulch it. Not going to happen. You're not going to gain that extra stuff, but that's... In my mind, that's the way it should be. But things like this, where it's standing up tall like this, or corn, when we do corn, there will be stalks that you have to chop down. So that's understandable. So we'll do the gameplay based off of that. So I'm going to keep working here. And we'll grab the planter and start getting some canola planted up, I think. So I'll see you guys for that. Alright, well I figure we should probably start out with filling the seeder back up. I just finished repairing it too. So we got a load of seed and a load of fertilizer as well. Get that filled up. See if they'll let us. There we go. Finish filling this up. Perfect. And we're putting in, just to double check, We can put in canola. Not wheat yet. Look at that. You can put it in here and then you take it off there. Like it's almost an entire year all the way around. In fact, it'll overlap with harvest and planting. So we're gonna put it on the wheat fields, or not wheat, what used to be oats fields. That's gonna be the plan here. Probably should create some headlands. Well, first of all, we should probably choose canola. There we go. Yeah, I don't want them going through and digging up these soybeans over here like they did in the past. So I'm just curious to see how this all works out. So if my calculations are correct... Oh yeah, look at that. It's got the stubble there. Because we're direct seeding, which it should. If my calculations are correct, because we did not do any mulching, I believe what happens is... Oop. Be careful there. It should only be like one stage. Somebody did not dig this straight, did they? Probably would help if we weren't going backwards and I could actually see the direction we're going. There we go. And this guy shouldn't go up into there, so we should be fine. There should only be one stage of fertilization that goes on here. I believe if you mulch, you can get two. Or you get one through mulching, and then you get your second one when you run this guy through. Now, obviously I have fertilizing on, because it's beneficial, so let's see what this looks like. So yeah, one stage of fertilize, well, this is rolling. Yep, one stage of fertilization. And we don't need lime. So we'll have to roll it when we come back through. That's kind of cool. You can see the stubble. And I wish it stayed, but when you roll it, it disappears. So, it is what it is. Let's see here. The other thing, if we wanted to come over here, the bees are producing honey. Let's see here. We've got 86 liters of honey growing. Pretty cool, right? I'm assuming, yeah, it's the whole pallet. So the bees are doing awesome. What I want to do... Oh, not going to here. So if we go into here, and we look at construction, obviously bees... I guess they don't specify. So if we go into production... What we probably want to look for, so we got biogas plant that gives all those things. We got big biogas plants. So the bakery, I don't know if that is honey. Carpentry takes wood, obviously, trees. No, that's dairy stuff. We gotta figure out what takes honey. There's honey. So the cereal factory takes it. We need all those different items. So that creates oil, grapes. Here's another bakery. Doesn't take honey. What's the one that took honey? Ah, cereal factory takes cereal. Ah, that makes sense. Didn't we go through these already, or are these just bigger ones? There's our lime production, and there's a TMR factory. Which that is going to be very handy, because it can take a whole bunch of different things and make pig food or TMR. So really it looks like the only thing that bees are used for is in, so there's the sugar mill. Is here. So we need corn, we need honey, we need, that's oats, right? I think. Yep, oats. So I guess we could have looked here at all the different things. So like here, if we're making cakes, like that's $5,000 per unit. Whereas honey, we just go straight honey. Like, well, 1,600 a unit. Like, that's pretty good. Or no, that's probably per 1,000. But if we make cereal, it's 4,000. So if we put this stuff together, oh, raisins is the other thing, which we need grapes for. I wish there was a way where you could go like, oh, what is dirt? Dirt doesn't have a selling point. Rocks. Apparently you can sell rocks for $12 for 1,000. So yeah, this is production sites. Look at all that lovely thing. Yeah, it doesn't look like it specifies anything. Special crops, farming. See, all they got is animals. You get all this stuff. So yeah, they don't specify a lot, which is unfortunate. So you'll gain a bonus on your yield for the next crop. So, production is something I want to get into. We just got to figure out what our best route is for production. And one of the simplest ones we could probably get going right away is some sort of carpentry, right? Oh, I forgot there's other things here too. So greenhouses take water and make your different crops. Orchards are your vines and stuff, and then generators. Okay. But anyways, if we do... What was I looking at? Oh, the carpentry one. The lumber mill. Carpentry takes trees and boards. And you can make furniture and stuff, right? So if we go back into here, so planks. So what makes planks? I'm not sure. But I guess a carpentry mill would be one of the first things we want to put down, because we do deal with a lot of trees. And going into the wintertime here, we've got more trees to take down. Like I said, I wish there was a way to better show what each of these things are. So it says we need planks. But what produces planks, right? So from here, it produces wood chips and furniture. So you got bakery, bark, or that's the little carpentry one. So what was the one back here? Oh, it must be just a different look. Ah, the sawmill. The sawmill makes planks. So you got to build a sawmill, and then you can take it to carpentry and get the next step. So that's what we would probably want to do for our first production unit. All right, that makes sense. I don't think we're ready to do that yet, nor am I sure where we're going to do it. 'Cause if you look here, I guess this area here might be beneficial to use for this. Because it's not easily accessible. There's a lot of trees around here. So maybe we'll do something up in there. Because the farm will be here, so maybe we'll put carpentry stuff here. But most of the other factories, I want to utilize like some of this space around the shop, because then we don't have to transport it very far. We bring the raw goods in here, and then we can bring the finished goods in really easily. I think that's going to be the plan. Plus, like, it's got this big ridge here. It's just, it's not going to be super accessible. But then you look and you see, like, well, yeah, so there's not that much distance-wise to bring all these trees this way. I mean, the other option is to put it right here in this area. We don't have access to here. Maybe we should buy this one, because then we can take trees from here and bring them in. That might not be a bad idea. So it's something to think about. We got to figure this out. You can see right behind us here is where I'm talking about. You see all those trees up there. And if we were to build it up in this area, so you figure we've got trees here we can start utilizing right away. But these ridges and stuff in here, like, this is not great area for farming. So it might be beneficial for us to put in a sawmill. I guess even along here. We could put it right along the edge here. We do have access of land, like, from here over. So then we can just bring trees into here. And we can bring trees from there over here. Yeah, that might be beneficial. Alright, I'm going to keep working the land up, and we'll discuss this a little bit in more depth, I think, when we get to it. We're not going to do it today. Don't think. No, not today. But we will very shortly. So I gotta figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of this episode here. I think we should finish things up with a bit of an experiment. So, I thought mulching's supposed to add stuff, right? That was the idea. That was the plan. Look at all those weeds. Wow. So I thought, well, we'll plant it over that. The planting counts as cultivating, right? Well, it still says needs it's mulched. If you look here, it's still, like, if I take away the rolling, it's only first stage. Didn't come back. It's still only first stage of fertilization. So I'm wondering if, in order for it to work, you have to dig it in. Well, I don't want a whole bunch of rocks. So this is our disc harrow here. I want to see, first of all, does it dig it in? And secondly, does it provide us with what we're looking for? Ah, see, it only does that stage. And if we look here, it still says it's mulched. I think we have to run the cultivator through it, which I really don't want to do, but I think cultivating will only bring up the small rocks, and we should be able to just push them back in with a roller, hopefully. If not, we might have some rocks in the fields. But I'm probably going to leave them partially. You know, if it's not too many. Can't be as many as when we were plowing the fields up with the subsoiler, right? Alright. Swap over to this guy, which is okay, because 3-point hookup is a little bit easier to work with, I think. No, I want you up. Allow create fields. Ah. try not to get in his way. There we go. Alright, so let's see what happens when we run this guy across, right? Should probably line her up a little better. Alright, so we put this guy down. It does a full dig. There's definitely rocks coming out. And now if we look, it still says mulched. It's not changing anything. Well, in that case, you know what? If I don't understand how this is gonna work, we're just gonna run the drill through it like we were doing and not worry about it. I don't know. I really don't know why you would want to use a cultivator then, because you're gonna get rocks. Well, for gameplay purposes, can I? Oh, you do have to have it unfolded. I forgot about that. For gameplay purposes, we should be doing cultivation after, like, corn, because that's something that is going to have a lot of debris, a lot of stalks. Not something we want to deal with. Alright, well if that's the case, we're just gonna plant and I guess we'll see how many rocks actually disappear, especially when we run the roller across it. I have weeds to get rid of. We definitely got some honey building up, which is awesome. We definitely got some weird stripes going on here. Hopefully this doesn't damage our equipment too much. I know it can cause maintenance issues. I turned the wrong way there. 100%. There we go. Do. All those lovely rocks in the field. And like I said, I have no idea how to tell if they're large rocks or small rocks. As far as I know, the cultivator should not bring up large rocks. But I guess that's for us to find out, right? We run the roller across it and we'll find out pretty quick, because the roller's supposed to put them back in, as far as I remember. Because if I go here, if we go rolling, small stones left on the field will also be pressed back on the ground. Get you a yield bonus. Okay, so you can roll over fresh cut grass will grant you a fertilizer stage for the next harvest. I'm not sure why, but it will. Debris crusher. I don't know. We shall have to find out. There we go. That's where I wanted to be. He's gonna make the pass. Let's look at the bees quick. See how they're doing. Ooh. We've got some honey forming. We've got 344 liters. It still claims we can't pick it up. I don't know how this many jars of honey, because there's not a lot of jars of honey there. Like, it should not weigh 559 kilograms. It's way too much weight. It's actually gonna, well, no, I don't think it'll snag the next row. It's the only downside of the rollers, it's so darn slow. But October, we get to harvest the rest of our crops. We get to sell them. We get to get some sheep going. We get to have all that kind of fun. But we're gonna leave that for the next episode, right? Tell you what, I'm just for clarity here in this episode. Let me finish up with the roller here. We'll come back over by those rocks and we'll see what happens, and then we'll wrap things up. Deal? Alright, looks like he's got plenty enough planted, so let's take a pass here and see what happens with these rocks. Oh look, they're considered, it looks like big rocks. I don't know why I would pick up so many large rocks, like constantly. I feel like that's maybe a glitch in how the game is, but you know what? Not much we can do about it now. Because I'm not going to run a rock picker through here, right? It doesn't make sense to do that. It'll dig up the crops and stuff, so we're just going to have to leave the rocks there for next year, and we'll see. If rocks become too much of a detriment for that kind of stuff, we might just do away with that aspect, because it's kind of extravagant as far as how many rocks are popping up. Like, maybe that's an issue that we wouldn't normally have. We'll see. I have to think about that. With that, guys, thank you all for watching, and like I said, next time we'll get the rest of our harvest in, and we'll get some sheep and start setting up our farm a little bit more than it is now. So thank you guys all for watching. Until next time, as always, take it easy. You cannot continue here, because you will get in his way.